Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can create gauge charts in Excel. Whether you're creating a dashboard or you want to track sales progress towards a goal, gauge charts can be really helpful in conveying that information and allowing you to track your progress. So I'm going to show you how we can set that up and make it dynamic, so all you have to do is update the value of your sales value and it's going to update the gauge chart and display all that information that you need to see in just one visual. So what I'm going to do is create two columns, one for my marker and one for my interval. And so the interval is going to be the size of the different parts of my gauge chart. So I've got a beginning, a middle piece, an end piece, and a blank piece. And so I'm going to show you how we can adjust this and make it a bit more dynamic. But for starters, I'm going to set this to 25, 50, 25, and then this blank piece is going to be set to 100. So think of a circle as the top half be adding up to 100, the bottom half being 100. So that's the blank value that's not going to appear visible, the beginning piece, the middle piece, and the end piece. So these are our size, our different components of the actual gauge chart. Now for my marker. So here I'm going to enter values for, I'm going to call this low end, the percentage of completion, so how far along we are as far as meeting our goal, the size of the slice, also can be just called the marker, and then the high end of this. So this is going to be 0, the low end. The percentage of completion, this is basically how far along we are. So let's say we're 50% done, and this is going to be linked to a formula, so it can automatically adjust based on the values you input. For the size of your marker or the slice, I'm going to set this to 5, but this can be changed as well. And for the high end, this is just going to be a filler value. So I'm going to take the value of 200 and subtract these other values. So everything has to add up to 200, both the marker and the interval, just to make sure that it's going to display properly. Now that that's done, I'm going to actually create the charts now. So I'm going to select these values, the marker and the interval, go to the Insert tab, select Charts, and select All Charts, and at the bottom select Combo. And for the first one, for the marker, I'm going to select a pie chart. And for the bottom one, I'm going to select a donut chart with this hole here. And we want to make sure that that marker stays with the secondary axis selected because we don't want them on the same axis. So I'm going to hit OK. And so right now it just looks like a simple pie chart. But I'm going to change that. The first thing I'm going to do, however, is format the data series by right-clicking, Format Data Series, and I'm going to change the angle of the first slice. So imagine this is 0 degrees, this is 90, this is 180, this is 270. Since we want it going from left to right, we're going to start it at 270. So instead of 0, setting this to 270, and I'm going to select the other series. So I've got marker selected. I'm going to go to interval and set that also to 270. So everything's aligned. So you can see that overlay. We've got one chart over top of the other. It's going to look clearer in a little bit. And I'm going to accomplish that by adjusting the colors. So again, I want to make sure I've got the chart selected. And under the fill section, I can change the colors as to how this looks. So the key thing is, when I've selected the values, I want to make sure I'm changing the colors of the correct pieces. So when I've got this chart selected, you can see Excel showing me what I've got selected. I don't want to change the interval colors right now. I want to change the values for the markers. And so how I can do that is by selecting any one of these chart values. If I hit Control and then left or right, it's going to cycle through these different parts of this chart. So as you can see right now, you can see it's selecting different pieces. Right now I'm on the interval. That's not what I want. So I'm going to keep on going, cycling through, right. So right now I'm pressing Control right and going through them. Now I'm back on the marker. So this first piece, I'm going to select that and set that to blank. Set that to no fill. And now we can see the gauge chart, the donut chart appearing underneath it. Control right. And now I've got selected this marker. That's the one that I want to highlight black. That's going to be my marker. Control right again. And now I've got this large piece selected here. I'm going to select that so that it's no fill. And now we can see, now we can have that marker laying over top of those different intervals. So again, if I can continue selecting Control right, now I've got, you can see now I've selected the interval. So this is where I can adjust the color of these different pieces. So this is the beginning piece, this is the middle piece, and this is the ending piece. So if I wanted to, let's say I could change these different colors. So let's say the beginning piece, I can set that to red to indicate that I'm nowhere near my goal. Control right. And now this middle piece, perhaps a light green color to say that I'm progressing. And this last piece, I can just leave it as dark green. What I'm also gonna need to do is set that last piece so it's blank. So again, I can change the fill color here. So we can set it to no fill. So we can change it from here or either from the home tab. Either way is gonna work. So now we've got that gauge chart set up where we've got that marker and we've got those different pieces of the chart visible. Now, I don't need this legend, so I'm gonna delete that. You can add a title if you want, but I'm gonna delete it for my purposes here. And what I'm also gonna do is get rid of the border and the fill color here. So now we've got a nice transparent background. So I'm gonna clear the grid lines just so it's easier to see here. So now I've got my gauge chart. And as I mentioned before, we can adjust the size of these beginning, middle, and end pieces. So for example, if I wanted this beginning piece to be a bit smaller, I can change this from 25 to 15. Now the key thing, however, is to make sure that we add up to 100. You'll notice now my gauge chart doesn't look correct because it's missing a piece here. So these values need to add up to 100. So if I took away 10, I want to add 10 somewhere else. So maybe add it here to this middle piece here. And now it looks correct. And so if I wanted to add, let's say another 10 here to 70, I can make this 15. And now we've got it so it looks balanced. We've just adjusted the chunks. And for the size of the slice, we can change this as well to size, let's say 3 if we wanted to make it smaller. And this high end piece automatically is going to update based on that. So we can easily make these adjustments based on how we want the gauge chart to look. So we can adjust this based on our own preferences. One other thing we can do to make this chart a bit more dynamic is setting up our sales goals and our targets. So for example, let's say our target amount is to get to $1 million. So that's our target sales for the year, whatever the case may be. And here we're going to enter in my current value. So here I've got my percentage of completion set to 50, but I want this to dynamically update. So let's say I'm at $250,000. Right, that's where I'm at so far, year to date. And so for my percentage of completion, to make this more dynamic, I can set this as a formula. So set this actual divided by the target. And actually the target, I'm missing a 0 here, so that should be 1 million. And I'm gonna multiply this by 100 because I don't want a decimal point. So now I've got 25% of the way. So now I'm gonna highlight this in yellow just to make it clear this is an input. So now as I update my values, this can automatically update and the marker moves along with it. Another cool thing we can do is we can add a text box as well here. So if I go to insert a text box, I'm gonna put it right underneath here. And I'm not gonna type anything in here. I'm gonna select the edges here and type in equals and link to that value. And now hit enter. And now you can see now I've got that value filled in. So it's gonna automatically link to whatever I put in there. So I'm gonna bold this, center it, make it larger so it stands out. So now we've got this value here that's going to be also reflected in that. And so it's automatically going to update based on my inputs in here. So I'm going to remove these decimal places. And let's say we change this now to 450,000. So now my value is going to update and my marker is going to move as well. So making my chart a lot more dynamic and easy to update. So I don't have to mess around with these values here. I can put these formulas off to the side. And so that, if someone's entering or updating the values, they just enter the actuals and the chart itself is going to take care of that and make it really easy to automatically update. So if we want to make any other changes to the chart, we can do so by just clicking these values. And again, just use Control R to cycle through the different pieces. That's the easiest way in selecting them, and just pay attention to the pieces that you want. So if you want to add a different effect to your gauge chart, you can select different fill colors. You can apply a shadow effect, a glow effect, whatever the case may be. So there's different ways you can adjust this to make it look and feel exactly how you want. The key thing is just use Control R and Control Control right and Control left rather, to cycle through the different pieces to make sure you're selecting the proper ones, and that way it's really easy to update it. But by setting up this way, you've got a nice dynamic chart that you can easily update by just making this one change here in this formula, so you can track your progress throughout the year, how you're going, how close you are to your target, and you can make changes to the size of these values. The key thing is both the mark columns and the interval columns need to add up to 200, otherwise it's not going to look correct. Another thing you can do, once you've got your chart set up the way you want, you can save it as a template. If I just select the chart, right click, there's an option to save it as a template, so you can reuse it in the future if you like this layout and you want to reapply it to other charts. If you want to have multiple gauge charts, saving it as a template is an easy way to be able to use it. So that's a wrap for this video on how to create gauge charts. I hope you liked it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.